How's it going, Tamers? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Anti-Meta Monday. This time actually on Monday. I wanted to give a huge shout out from the MON X video from last week. I should have a good suggestion. Shout out to Shape Off Our 2319 for the next Anti-Meta upload. How about a Pulsemon list before he becomes playable in the next couple sets?
And if you want it, you got it, sister!
The biggest thing about Pulsemon is just the lack of a lot of options when it comes to it. It's 3, 4s, and 5s. I had to add a few different things that weren't exactly Pulsemon related, but I feel that bode well really good for the deck based on its weaknesses. So just one deck for today. We have the anti-meta version, and we have like my anti-meta format, one. So let's just get into it. And this is Pulsemon. This is what I think, given the current stuff that we have right now, this is probably the best deck you can be making towards it. So we're starting off with the eggs. We're running a 4 of the BT5 Narumamon. When attacking once per turn by trashing the top or bottom card of your security stack, you gain a memory. It's really just there to extend our board state, but also the biggest reason why we're running this egg is because we walk 2 tightropes with this deck. We want to be around 3 security the whole time, and we want us and our opponent to be at 6 total security the whole time, as much as we can, because that's where all of our abilities are going to trigger. So having this ability to trash one, gain a memory, sure, but realistically just trash one to go back down towards that, both those tightropes, is going to be really, really important. For the rookies, we're running a little bit of a 4-4, 2-2 split to make 12. We're running 2 of the BT6 Pulsemon. On play, you may trash cards from the top of your security stack until you have 3 left. Gain 1 memory for every card trashed. Your turn, inheritable, while you have 3 security cards, this Digimon gains jamming. This just kind of helps us if we need to lower very quickly or just get a couple bit of extra memory, a little mid-game. This helps us out. The jamming is not something to forget. Yellow having jamming, very, very cool. So realistically, this is good. Not the best rookie we could be running, so that's what we're running at a 2 of. Playset of the BT10 Pulsemon. Opponent's turn, while you have 3 or fewer security, this Digimon gains blocker. We are running Impulse Memory Boost, as well as it just drops for 3. So worst case scenario, we're playing this for 3, passing our opponents to maybe 1, maybe 2. Maybe they already have a resetter, so it doesn't really matter. But now we have a blocker. We are running a 2 of BT13 Kudamon. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 yellow Vaccine Digimon, which is all but 6 Digimon in the deck, and 1 yellow Tamer, which is all of our Tamers, to your hand, and put the rest on the bottom. Also has an inheritable of when attacking once per turn. If there are 6 or fewer total cards in both players' security, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -2k. We have a few of these -2k inheritables just sprinkled through the level 3, 4s, and 5s. So being able to stack those and make it, hey, this is now just -6. We get to either kill something off that's a little lower. We get to 100% swing over something that we really want to. Aces are a thing, so just making those as low as possible so we get to punish aces is really, really good. Big reason why we're running this is because it's an amazing searcher for the deck. It's not in the Pulsemon fashion, so we're only running a 2 of. I'm trying to make it as much Pulsemon as I can, but I could not include Kudamon. We're finishing out the rookies with a playset of the promo Pulsemon. On play, if you have 3 or more security cards, draw 1. If you have 3 or fewer, you get a memory. It's the best of both worlds. If we're at 3, we get to do both. That's how that reads. If anyone ever asks or is wondering, you get to do both of those things, because you are at 3 or more, or you're at 3 or less, you get to gain a memory and draw a card. Going into level 4s, running a 4 of the BT6 Bulkmon. Your turn, while you have 3 or more security cards, this Digimon gets security attack +1. At worst, at absolute worst, this thing is going to do a cheeky 5k 2-check swing. At best, we can get jamming with Pulsemon, the 2 of that we're running, only a 5 play cost. So at the worst, if you need to start going wider and just dropping level 4s, this is reasonably costed just to be like, hey, I'm at 3, you're at 2, here's this Bulkmon that if you don't deal with, it's going to hit you maybe twice, depending on what your security looks like. I mean, with the influx of like boosts and trainings, there is a lot of just, hey, this just has pseudo jamming because, the Eismon curse is now spread to everything that you don't want to die, right? Or that you do want to die. It kind of is a coin flip if you want it to die or not. We're running a 4 of BT7 Bulkmon. It's a vanilla Digimon, and the inheritable opponent's turn, while you have 3 or more security, this Digimon gets blocker. So we can just get a big blocker if we really want to. To end out the level 4s, running a 3 of the EX4. I'm going to think I'm pronouncing this correctly, Tarunimon. I've never heard this Digimon's name be said out loud. Alliance, when this Digimon attacks by suspending one of your other Digimon, this Digimon gets the suspended Digimon's DP and gains security attack +1 for the attack. It can just be a big guy, realistically. I mean, if we have a Bulkmon and we don't want to swing with it, hey, cool, we add 5k to this. Now it's a 9k swinging for 2 checks rather than 5k swinging for 2 checks. It's better than that, right? The end of attack, again, we're talking about the inheritables negging 2k. End of attack once per turn. If you have another suspended Digimon in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets neg 2k for the turn. So again, we're just kind of stacking those neg 2k's inheritables, blowing up some rookies, making some profitable blocks, worse for your opponent, making aces scared. Going to level 5s, we're running a 4 of the promo Boutmon. Your turn, when this Digimon would Digivolve into a card with Shaman or Wizard in traits, you may trash up to 3 cards from the top of your security stack. For each card trashed this way, reduce the devolution cost by 1. So at worst, we don't have to do this, and we just Digivolve as much as we can into a Shaman or Wizard. If we need to, it helps us, again, get to that tightrope, get to that 3 security for us, right? Because also the inheritable is when attacking once per turn, if you have 3 security cards, you unsuspend this Digimon. So we get to go into our Shaman or Wizards for cheaper, and then we get to hopefully unsuspend if we're keeping ourselves at that 3. To end out the level 5s, running a 3 of the Antilamon from EX4. It has Alliance, but this is the big reason why I feel like this is exactly what the deck wants. End of attack. If you have 3 or fewer security, recover 1. This is going to help us stick at that 3. This thing can live a few turns. That's even better for us, honestly. This also is relevant. It does Digivolve for 3 onto a level 4 with 2 colors with green. Antilamon also has the same inheritable. End of attack once per turn. If you have another suspended Digimon in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets neg 2k for the turn. So again, we're just stacking those neg 2ks. Cards insane. I love Antilamon. I love it in Devas. It's awesome. We're gonna start our level 6s with the obvious one and not the one that pretty much everyone's probably been looking at since the video started. We are running a 3 of Kazuchimon from BT7. When Digivolving, if you have 3 or more security cards, you gain 2 memory. If you have 2 or fewer, you may recover 1 until you're at 3. So this helps us get to that 3 exactly how we want to, because your turn effect, while you have 3 or more security, this Digimon gets security attack +1. So at worst, this thing is just going to be a 3 Digivolve because we're going to gain 2 it being at 3 or more. If we're at less, we get to recover, then we get to have a security attack 1 on this, and it's just awesome. Along with all the inheritables that we have that we can stack into this guy, this is going to be a beater. This thing is insane. It also looks amazing. I love the art on this so much. But realistically, also keep in mind, this is a Shaman, so this can help our Boutmon. We can trash security, then to go into this and then immediately heal that security back if we need to. In the level 6s, we're running a 2 of the BT4 Railsamon. This is a pet card of me and Hunter, Lore Master Hunter, if you've been in the Twitch streams. Digivolving, recover 2. And then end of opponent's turn, you trash the top card of your security. We're gonna try to just really only have to use the upside of recovering 2. At worst, we do have a way to cover it up with our level 7, so we don't have to trigger the end of opponent's turn. But realistically, again, helps us run the tightrope. Like, if we recover 2, cool, we're at 5 again. Our opponent hits us a few times, or they don't. And they're like, all right, cool, we'll just trash 1. Now we're at 3 or less, right? It'll take some guesswork and kind of like, hey, do we have blocker? Hey, do we have any way of interacting with this stuff? But you can utilize the end of opponent's turn effect to benefit us. And if you don't want to deal with that pesky end of opponent's turn trash out security, you can just cover it up with this awesome Shine Greymon Ruin mode. When Digivolving on delete until the end of your opponent's next turn, all of your opponent's Digimon gets neg 5k. Biggest thing I tell people with this, on plays. Let's say you're playing an Agu X Antibody, it's a 3k Digimon that on plays, you reveal 3 and look for things. It will not trigger its on play, or it will not resolve its on play. You will play that, your opponent will play their Agumon, it will die immediately, and because its effect was triggered and it's not there to see its effect resolve, it doesn't trigger anymore. It's not going to fully resolve. So just keep in mind, if there's an on play and that thing is neg 5 dies immediately, they do not get the on play. All on deletes trigger normally, but on plays no. End of attack, delete this Digimon and one of your opponent's Digimon and recover 1. Then if you have a tamer in play, you may hatch 1 egg into an empty space in your breeding area. You get to either swing into security or swing into one of your opponent's thing. Trigger your on delete to give another neg 5k. Then delete another one of your opponent's things. Then you get to recover 1. Then you get to hatch an egg if you have an empty spot. This is a 5-for-1. This card's amazing for the deck, and I feel like it's better than other level 7s you could be running because of the floodgate effect. Making sure your opponent doesn't get to advance their board state and just pass back to you. Hopefully keep security exactly the same, so you get to keep your triggers if you're at 3, if you're at 6 or less, you get to just keep it neutral. The board state's going to pretty much stay the same until you decide you want to blow this thing up and then, hey, guess what? There's another -5k. We're going into our 5 tamers, running a 3 of the BT1 TK. It's a memory resetter. On play, look at your security stack, then reveal 1 card and add to hand. If that card's yellow, you get to recover 1. This just grabs any piece that we're needing. If we see something like a Kudamon or a Pulsemon, something like low DP that we just don't want in there, or just another rookie that we want to have for the on play or just a Digivolve, we can just grab that card at worst, and there's hope that we're recovering something that just has more DP, so that when your opponent's swinging, there's just a higher chance that they hit a bomb, there's a higher chance they hit a boost, there's a higher chance they hit a 15k Shine Greymon and it kills it. So this card's really, really sick, and I also like having the resetter in the deck because you really need to be at 3 a good bit of the time. Out the tamers, 2 of the Kodo. This is the promo that you got from the BT15 pre-release. If you didn't get it, in effect, when you play Pulsemon, by suspending this tamer, if you have 3 or more security cards, you draw 1. If you have 3 or less, you gain a memory. If you got 3, you get to do both, right? So again, this helps us walk that tightrope, get us some memory and some card advantage, makes a Pulsemon only cost 2 because we get to play it and then do this effect immediately. This card's cool. Not enough to run more than 2, I feel. like if you wanted to run more tamers, you may run like a different, like maybe 1 more TK if you really wanted to. Running 8 options, running a 2 of Impulse Memory Boost from BT10. Main, you may play 1 Pulsemon from your hand without paying a cost. Then you put this in your battle area delayed, and then delay is just to gain 2 memory. Just setting up a free Pulsemon's not bad. We do have Pulsemons with on plays, so being able to set up a boost after we Digivolve, this kind of builds well to like the best turn 1 play in at least one of them, right? You can Digivolve in the back and do anything, a Pulsemon, a Kudamon, doesn't matter. Then play Impulse Memory Boost, and then play another Pulsemon that has an on play. At worst, it's our turn 1, we get to just draw a card off the promo Pulsemon, or we get to take some security off the BT5 one, maybe keep it our turn. That seems really risky, but we can do it if we really wanted to. But there's just incremental value. We're only running a 2 of. We're running a 2 of Lonky. This is probably the best removal for the deck because it really rewards us for keeping at that 3 security tightrope that we're having to walk. While you have Pulsemon or a Digimon with Pulsemon and its sources, you can use the card without meeting its color requirements. That doesn't matter for us right now. Main, if you have 3 or more security cards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -12k for the turn. If you have 3 or fewer, place one of your opponent's Digimon face down on the top of their security stack. So it is a little awkward. You are at worst healing someone, but this does remove 2 things. It doesn't trigger an on delete, so if there's a really good on delete or just a stack with a bunch of on delete inheritables, cool, put that thing on top, easy peasy, give something else -12k, and you've done it. Now the option, running a 4 of physical training, you reveal 2, add 1 yellow card to hand, put the rest on the bottom, and then you can delay it later to reduce the cost of going into a yellow Digimon by 2. This just helps us go into any of our level 4s, except for 1 for 0. And then also just kind of helps us extend our turns a little bit. That's Pulsemon. I really have been having fun brewing and playing with this a little bit. I am interested to see like how this can just get better with the new stuff. Maybe not completely change, but just hit that sweet spot a little bit better. But we are going to go into the anti-meta version of it. That's the anti-meta Mondays that I do on Twitch every other Monday. It has a custom ban limit list, but we're going to go into that and just go over the changes. Guys, you kind of see the changes almost immediately. We're just going over what's different. The only thing that's different is we can't run Shine Greymon, so we are running a 2 of Omnimon Merciful mode. When Digivolving, for each card with Mega in its traits in this card's sources, which is always only going to be 1, but you get to delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Then place 10 cards from that opponent's trash and the bottom of their deck in any order. So the biggest cool interaction that a lot of people forget about with this one is on deletes. If I delete something that has an on delete and it's one of the things that I'm tucking in the bottom of the deck, it is not in the trash to resolve its on delete, so you will not get it. So this is a good level 7 because we get to screw over the on deletes that anyone might be running. But realistically, it's just a 15k beater. Start of your turn, trash the top card of this Digimon. If you do, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So it gets you just to burn them 1, and then you go back to your relevant level 6, and you can go into another merciful mode if you want to after that, right? K is limited to 1 in anti-meta, so to kind of help with that, we're running 2 of Tai and Kari to kind of pad that out to make sure we're still running the 5 that we want to run. It has a start of your turn. If you have 3 or fewer security cards, you gain a memory. If your opponent has 3 or fewer, you get another memory. So again, we want our tightrope. Also has a your turn effect. When one of your red or yellow Digimon attacks, you may spend this tamer to give all of your opponent's security Digimon -2k for the turn. So with our Bulkmon, our 5k beater swings to hopefully get 2 checks. Hey, it's basically a 7k now. That makes it a little bit better. So that's another Anti-Meta Monday down in the books. If you guys have any suggestions of the next Anti-Meta Monday, please leave in the comments. I have a list starting now, which makes me feel so amazing that there's so many people that want to see different decks. It just makes me really happy, guys. I love the community in Digimon so much. If you guys want to see this Pulsemon deck be played tonight, 7:30 Eastern, on my Twitch channel. I'll leave it in the description. I will be playing Pulsemon in our Anti-Meta Monday tournament that I host every Monday. So you guys want to come see it, come stop by the Twitch channel. If you guys do, let me know, like, hey, I'm from YouTube. I would love to say hi and personally thank you for coming from this, and I really, really appreciate it. If you guys are new here, hit the like and subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you guys know when I post a different video, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys at the Twitch stream tonight. So see you guys later. Boop.